when you're considered the lead quarterback of the National Football League, everything you do is magnified 10 times more so than any other position on the field, whether it's offense or defense. And players are looking at you constantly, especially proven veteran players are looking to see how you're going to handle situations. Guys like the Jason Kelce's, the Lane Johnsons, the Fletcher Coxes, so on and so forth, Darius Slays, they want to see how this kid handles the face of adversity. And he's so far withstood the test of time in terms of how he's handled himself. He hasn't rattled, and he's consistently getting better. We've talked, that's been a theme throughout the course of this season on this show. Getting better, improving. And that's exactly what we're seeing from him.
Welcome back, live post-game show. If you're enjoying what you're seeing here, just think what you can see on the rest of the JAKIB Media YouTube channel, like tomorrow morning, Birds 365 with Jody Mack and Johnny Mack, brought to you by First Trust Bank, the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. So as we said, a lot to unpack from John McMullen right there. Let's start it off with this one here with Jalen Hurts. I've well documented throughout the entire year. I have rooted hard for Jalen Hurts. I want him to be the guy going forward. It's a matter of whether or not he can go on the football field and prove that. And I know some of the naysayers last week were saying, oh, all his numbers were in the first half. To that, I said what I thought was very smart and eloquent, if I may say so myself. So what? And then on top of that, he comes out in this game, and although the passing numbers don't look all that great, they would look a lot better if J.J. Arcega-Whiteside would have held that one block. Dallas Goedert catches the ball for a first down later in the game. This would have looked a lot better. The bottom line when you have a quarterback is in any way, shape, or form, find a way to win. He found a way to win this football game. He found a way to keep his offense moving, especially when it mattered most. When they started to sputter a little bit, and again, they wouldn't have if a couple of things would have went their way, if other guys, like I said, held the block, caught a football, whatever it might be. But throughout this entire game, I was impressed with Jalen Hurts, what he was able to do to make sure that his team stayed in front. And I made the comparison earlier, but I'll never forget being a little tiny kid, watching that Monday Night Football game with Randall Cunningham being able to get that touchdown and stay aboard as he took that hit from Carl Banks. I'm blanking on who he found in the end zone. Was it Mike Quick that he hit in the end zone for the touchdown? That play reminded me that Jalen Hurts made today, where he's able to break the defensive lineman's ankles and then run 24 yards for that touchdown that gave him 40 points in this game. That for me was the exclamation point Jalen Hurts needed, and it's exactly what the Eagles needed when they needed it, and Jalen Hurts was the guy that provided it. So I am only looking at a guy like Jalen Hurts that continues to climb that hill as to whether or not he's the franchise quarterback as opposed to falling down it.
Yeah, someone in the comments, EJW Ski, just said without Hurts, they would be a 2-win team right now. And I completely, if you are still anti-Hurts, you haven't been paying attention. I've been his fan throughout this season. I know he's had his moments that weren't so great, and I know we still have some concerns over accuracy. And I just think this guy's leadership is incredible, and his will to win. We talked about him diving on that third down, putting it all on the line. We saw him go up to Miles Sanders after that horrible fumble we mentioned that could have been a game killer, and comforting him. He's a true leader on this team, skills aside. But I also do have a fun fact here for those who are still in the, quarterback controversy camp. Jalen Hurts has won more games this season than Carson Wentz did all season for the Eagles last year. Back that way.
Wow.
That's your argument.
Boy, you talk about digging up corpses, man.
Well, yeah. I bring that up because I said this last week, and I'm so anti. Look, I went to Pitt. Love Kenny Pickett. He's great for Pitt. I do not want to draft him or any quarterback especially in the first rounds. We cannot handle another quarterback controversy, and I think it's totally unnecessary at this point. I've said it before, I'll say it again. We need to spend all of our early draft picks, especially on defensive talent, not quarterbacks.
I'm with you.
Here's what I love the most about a Jalen Hurts is his poise and his confidence in the face of adversity. Especially when things were not going well for him early on in the season. After the Eagles open the season with the win, then they go and lose a couple of games. and all the negativity is raining down on him. And, we've talked about this throughout the course of this season, all the controversy and the whispers and the rumors, even before a season kicked off, about is he day to day, week to week? And don't think he didn't hear those comments, whether directly or indirectly, because he does hear those comments. And how that must have played in the back of his mind about what the coaching staff must think of him, how the general public perceives him to be, but yet he never showed any type of emotions of discomfort or uncertainty when he would step in front of a mic. If you've watched his facial demeanor, it has remained the same. He doesn't get too high. He doesn't get too low. He's very authoritative when he speaks. He's a very positive individual. And as Devin just talked about, he's a leader. When his teammate made a mistake, he's running over there, pumping him up again. And that's what a leader does. And when you're considered the lead quarterback of the National Football League, everything you do is magnified 10 times more so than any other position on the field, whether it's offense or defense. And players are looking at you constantly, especially proven veteran players are looking to see how you're going to handle situations. Guys like the Jason Kelce's, the Lane Johnsons, the Fletcher Coxes, so on and so forth, Darius Slays, they want to see how this kid handles the face of adversity. And he's so far withstood the test of time in terms of how he's handled himself. He hasn't rattled, and he's consistently getting better. We've talked, that's been a theme throughout the course of this season on this show. Getting better, improving. And that's exactly what we're seeing from him. Now, yes, the Eagles and Nick Sirianni have scaled back in terms of what they're asking him to do, especially in the passing game. But when he's had his opportunities, he's continued to make plays. Has he missed some throws? So what? Every quarterback misses throws. But he's been able to use that athleticism in big ways, especially today. 3 touchdowns. That last touchdown was a thing of beauty. That crossover he did was a thing of beauty. That's more of the Jalen Hurts I want to see. That's his game. That was his game in college. And finally, Nick Sirianni is honing in on that aspect of his game at this particular time of the season.
And throughout the entire process, you're hearing him talk about how he's above it all. Well, other people are trying to bait him into, what do you think about the Sean Watson conversation? I'm above it all. I'm above it all. What do you think about those other trades? Exactly. Yeah. It's great to see that, and it's great to hear it. And even when you talk about games where his numbers have been off the charts, did we win? No? Then I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
This is what we beg of our athletes. Every single athlete that plays in Philadelphia, any athlete that you root for, this is what you beg of them, that they just keep a good head on their shoulders, they maintain a positive attitude, and they keep on working their butts off. And that's exactly what Jalen Hurts has been doing throughout this entire year. He said, you know what? I know I wasn't supposed to be the guy. I was drafted as a second-round pick to be a backup to Carson Wentz. I shouldn't even be sniffing the football field. And now all of a sudden, through the last 4 games of last year as the Eagles starting quarterback, he said, this is my opportunity. They trade Carson Wentz in the offseason. This is my opportunity. Well, what about the outside noise? Yeah, I'm not listening to any of that because this is my chance. If it wasn't going to be here in Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts had the mindset that he was going to put the best possible version of himself on film. And then finally had a head coach that say, you know what, let me put my quarterback in the best possible position to have success, which is having a run-first offense, allowing him to use his athleticism, let that maturity grow as he becomes a better thrower in this league. And that's where we'll start to see the best version of him. Those two things have come together beautifully over the last 4 weeks. And now we're looking at a team that over those 4 weeks is 3-1. Which I never thought in a million years. I've been looking at this Eagles team saying, wow, look at this. Look what they were able to improve too. I mean, we had Brandon Graham on the show a couple of weeks ago. He was talking about the playoffs. And we're like, get out of here. Get out of here.
And we were laughing at him.
And we were laughing at Brandon Graham's face. And now all of a sudden, here we are. 6 games left in the season. Win out. That's an 11-win season. Hey, you have 1 hiccup, have 2 hiccups. You're still talking about those meaningful games in December. And a lot of it's because Nick Sirianni has improved since day one, and Jalen Hurts has improved since day one as well. And he wouldn't be able to improve like that had it not been for his strong mindset.
I don't care if Nick Sirianni, I don't care if Jalen Hurts throws 5 passes a game. If the team wins, that's all they care about. That's all the organization cares about. That's all the fan base cares about, that's all the media should care about, is that this team is still relevant when it counts the most in mid to late December and early January.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I want to make sure I give this guy's credit because I don't think he made too many plays for the Eagles, but he certainly made this one. I'm trying to get his name. It wasn't Mike Quick in the end zone when Randall Cunningham took the hit. It was Jimmy Giles, baby.
Jimmy Giles.
Giles, corner of the end zone, touchdown from Randall Cunningham. That was the Carl Banks play right there. That's what we found. Look at me. I wish I remembered that. I didn't, unfortunately. When we come back, we got to give away our game balls because it's yet another victory. There's a lot of people in this particular game that were very impressive. We'll give away our game balls when we return. It's always good to do that after a victory, which we will get to do momentarily here on Live Postgame Show.